Good morning. How you doing, Trayvon? How are we, you guys? You guys are so quiet today. How come everybody's so quiet today? My ILT was quiet too. How come everybody's so quiet today? Buenos días a todos. Good morning. Good morning. Buenos días. How was yesterday? Hi, Andrea, Michaela, Jo Marion, Belle, Troy, Trayvon, Ray. How you guys doing? Who did I miss? Malik, how are you today? Bien? ¿Estás bien? Okay. Yeah, we have an easy one. Can y'all see behind me? I think I need to fix myself. It says, would you rather, we have an easy one today, you guys. Would you rather wear cologne or perfume that smells like tacos or gasoline? Tell me in chat. Would you rather smell like tacos or gasoline? Yeah. So far, we have 2 tacos and 1 gasoline. Would you rather wear cologne or perfume that smells like tacos or gasoline? It is, right? Right. Okay, we got 3 tacos. 3 people want to smell like tacos over gasoline. Hi, Kendall. Hi, Tiana. Okay. We have a would you rather this morning. I'm sorry, you guys. The sun's all up in my face today. Would you rather wear cologne or perfume that smells like gasoline or tacos? We have 4 tacos and 2 gasolines so far. 5 tacos. Do you guys like soft shell tacos or crunchy shell tacos or both? Soft. Gasoline. There's another vote for gasoline. Anyone else? Tacos or gasoline? What do you want to smell like? Oh.
Can I have my gasoline, cologne, and diesel?
And diesel, yeah, absolutely. Yep. I don't know that I'd want to smell like it. I think I'd feel like like a mechanic if I smelled like gasoline, right? Hi, Arshad. Buenos días, Malia. So I guess the question is, would you rather smell like a mechanic or a cook? All right. Tacos or gasoline? Yeah. Do you guys know what skunks smell like, right? Hi, Kinsley. Buenos dias. You guys know what skunks smell like, right? You know what I'm talking about? You ever smelled skunk? Skunk doesn't smell too bad unless it's like a lot. If it's a little bit of skunky smell, it's not too bad, right? It's just when it's a lot. So what do you guys think? Tacos or gasoline? So far, it's a tie. Who's going to break the tie? Oh, Ray. Oh, gasoline is winning. Hi, Ethan. Gasoline has taken the lead. You want to smell like gasoline or tacos? Yes, Michaela, that's what they're saying. The gasoline has taken the lead. Let's see how Ethan or Bernadette vote. Huh. Ethan or Bernadette, would you rather smell like gasoline or tacos? Okay, tacos. Yeah. Perfume like gasoline or tacos, Bernadette? Okay, tacos has won. All right, there you go, Michaela. Nobody wants to smell like a mechanic, I guess, right? Bueno, clase, hope you all are having a good day so far. I hope you all had a great day yesterday. We have sunshine today, right? Sunshine is good. So here's the plan. I'm gonna switch up my screen here as soon as I let Nevaeh in. Hola, Nevaeh. How are you today? Okay. So here's the program, clase. Hoy es jueves. It's Thursday, el 14 noviembre, the 14th of November, el 14. Guys, this month, boom, 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 flying. Time literally flies. Okay. Hoy, clase, hay una prueba. We have a quiz sobre el vocabulario de la familia. And I sent you all an inbox message yesterday as a reminder. Okay. Continuemos a hablar de los pronombres. So when we're all finished with the quiz, we're going to kind of go back to that lesson on do we say he, do we say she, do we say they, do we say you in English? Remember we started doing this in English. Listen, I cannot impress upon you enough the importance of the next 2 or 3 weeks in this class. What we do in the next 2 or 3, and I'm going to say it a bajillion times because it's that important. What we do in this class in the next 2 or 3 weeks is going to either propel you, right, for the rest of the school year, or you're going to get stuck for the rest of the school year. So we have to do this, right? And so as soon as we are done with the quiz today, right, and everybody's finished and all of that goodness, then we're going to start having that conversation about what we call subject pronouns in English so that we can take what we know from English and apply it to our Spanish, okay, to help us kind of wrap our brain around things, okay? So that's our plan today. So do we have any questions before we get started? Now, if you finish the quiz before other folks, then what I would ask you to do, you guys, is go to Canvas and see grades and see if you're missing any assignments and just kind of work on that stuff until we're all done to go on so we can start our lesson today. Okay. All right. Any questions about what I just said? Okay, so I'm going to warm us up a little bit. I have that silly video that we're going to listen to again, just to kind of pay attention to the vocabulary. Okay, so it'll be a quick warm up for us. So make sure you can hear, make sure you can see the screen. Okay, this is our review for our quiz. I mean, we reviewed the other. This is just kind of get us in the mood. Okay, all right, here we go.
Smile and learn. ¿Qué rollo de mudanza? No hacemos nada más que meter y sacar cosas de cajas. ¿Qué suerte tienes de ser tan pequeño para librarte de esto? Mira, El árbol genealógico que hice el año pasado en el cole. ¿Sabes para qué sirve? No te enteras de nada. En el árbol genealógico podemos ver los miembros que hay en una familia. ¿Quieres ver cómo es la nuestra? Aquí estoy yo. Y estos son mis padres. Papá y mamá. Nosotros somos sus hijos. Y tú eres mi hermano. Los padres de papá son los abuelos. El abuelo y la abuela. Nosotros somos sus nietos. Los abuelos tienen 2 hijos más. El tío y la tía. Tú y yo somos sus sobrinos. Los hijos de la tía y el tío son el primo y la prima. ¿Lo entiendes, hermanito?
Okay, so let's take a look at this, you guys. Up at the top, we have the abuelo and la abuela, so the grandparents, los abuelos. And then their children, right, are these 3 here with the lines, right? And so remember that she's talking about herself over here, yo. And so her parents, mamá or madre and padre, right? And parents was los padres. An uncle, el tío. An aunt, la tía. If you say aunts and uncles, it's los tíos. Remember, you always use that masculine and plural. This is her, the little girl talking. And so she has a little brother, el hermano. If it was a sister, la hermana. And if it's siblings, again, we use the masculine, los hermanos. Okay. And then these folks are her cousins. El primo, male cousin. La prima, female cousin. Okay. And if it's cousins, plural, both boys and girls, again, it's always los primos. Los primos. Okay. So I know she's talking fast, you guys. We just need to focus on the English captions and the visuals. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's finish it up.
¿Lo entiendes, hermanito? Los abuelos tienen 3 hijos. El tío, la tía y papá. La tía y el tío tienen 2 hijos. El primo y la prima. Papá y mamá tienen 2 hijos. Tú y yo, que somos hermanos. Y esta es nuestra familia. ¿Lo has pillado? Sí, lo he entendido. ¡Guau!
Okay. All right. Any questions? Clase? Any questions? You guys ready for this little quiz?
¿Quieres
Yeah.
seguir aprendiendo? Prueba un mes.
Bueno, all right. Let me get my Zoom wants to confirm that we speak English. Okay. All right. Give me a second. Remember, you guys, that there are no notes. You're not to use notes. You're not to log off or get out of Canvas for this. So you might want to close all of your other tabs. I will be moderating. Also, remember that Canvas tracks whether or not you leave. Also, there's Go Guardian, right? So you don't want to visit another tab while you are in the quiz, okay? Because Canvas will record that, and of course, it's also on Go Guardian as well. So here are our instructions. No notes. Can't check out the modules or any other online resources, but you can ask me anything, okay? You do have 3 attempts, and I encourage you to use all 3 so that you can get the highest score. So what I'm going to ask you guys to do is close all of your tabs except for Zoom and Canvas and your Go Guardian. And then I need you to go to Canvas, please. I'm going to pull it up on my screen so you can find it. You may need to refresh your Canvas screen. Sometimes that's what has to happen. Okay. And we are in this Unit 1, Mexico. And we are at the very bottom here, right? Prueba. Prueba. Okay. Very last thing in the module in Unit 1. Take your time. Again, remember that you can ask me anything. Also, remember not to click out of Canvas. Once you started the quiz in Canvas, you need to stay in Canvas. Okay, go ahead and get started. Make sure you read those instructions carefully. Okay, Jamarian, Ray, Kendall, Bernadette, Troy, Michaela, Tiana. Are you having trouble finding? Nevea, Malia, Trayvon, Elijah, and Malik. I don't see that you guys are in the quiz. Okay. Yep, good. Okay, Jamarian. There's still several of you that are not in the quiz. Let me know if you're having trouble finding it. Please take your time, you guys. Remember, you have 3 attempts. Okay, Troy, Michaela, Nevea, Malia, and Malik. I do not see you in the quiz. It should say prueba. Remember we talked about spelling? I said, don't sweat it. Do your best. I will grade it all manually, right? Just make sure I can recognize what the word you mean to tell me is, okay? Troy and Michaela, Nevea, Malia, and Malik. Are you having trouble finding this? Yes, the very last thing in the module. Unit 1 module. I don't know. Nevea, let me see. Okay, Nevea, you're in the subject, you're in the wrong place. You're in the wrong place. You need to be in the La Familia. Nevea. Okay, let me show you all again. Okay, you got it now, Nevaeh. Malik, you need to go to the very last thing in the unit 1. Okay, Shamar, need to get started, please. Jamarian, I don't see your status. Elijah, can you show me what you're working on? Because I'm not seeing that you are where you're supposed to be. Okay, thank you. Okay, I just don't see your Go Guardian, Joe Marion. Hey, Troy and Michaela, I don't see that you're in there. And Malik, I don't see that you're in there either. Did you already take the quiz? No, I don't have a score for you, Malik. Oh, let me see, Kendall. Can you pull it up on your screen? Yes, that's good. Okay, remember you guys have 3 attempts if you want to try to get a higher score. Mm. Remember you guys to you can ask me any questions you need. Do the best you can on your spelling, but don't fret. Just make sure it's spelled in such a way enough that I can understand it, because I will go back and grade them, right? Hang on, Kindle. Let me see, Kindle. G is correct. Yeah, that's spelled correctly. Make sure you submit. And when you're finished, you guys go to grades in Canvas and work on anything that you're missing. Okay, Malia, did you submit? Is it up on your screen, Kendall? Let's see. No, that's right. That's right. That is right. Good job. Troy, are you still working? Okay. Okay, I'll give you guys about 2 minutes to kind of finish up what you're doing, and then we're gonna switch gears, right? Because I see some of you working on like the infographics and stuff like that. So I'll give you a minute or two to kind of dot your i's and cross your t's on those things. And then we'll switch gears. Let me see which one you have. Yes, I think so. Except for the very last one, that little like essay question, Ethan. I think it was question 4 or something. You don't have to do that one. So those are cognates, right? Those are cognates. You're trying to figure out words that you recognize that might mean the same in English. You can kind of figure out by context, by what you're reading, or maybe the word looks similar to English. Just do as many as you can. Okay. What I need for everybody to do is pause what you're doing, right? So we can kind of finish up where we started with our English version of whether we're talking to someone or whether we're talking about someone, because you guys, we have to be able to transition that over into Spanish, and it's really hard. Okay, it's not easy to do. So I need for everyone to make sure that they have submitted their quiz. And then I need for you guys to just pause or stop what you're doing, stop what you're working on. Okay. I know it's hard to stop in the middle of something. Okay. If you are a note taker, okay, I would recommend that you start taking notes, especially for the next 2 or 3 weeks, you guys, 4, depending upon what we got the holiday in there, right? If you're not a note taker, then I would try to find something that works for you that's going to help you. Okay. Whatever works for you. So last class, you guys, we started, like I said, talking about something called a subject pronoun. Okay. And these subject pronouns replace, like, you know, when we're little kids, right? We talk about, you know, Bob has a dog. Bob has a new house. Bob is funny. Bob is tall. You know, we make simple sentences and we tend to repeat ourselves as children. As our brain develops, right, and we get a better feel for the language, we acquire more language, we don't have to repeat ourselves so much. So, for example, instead of saying Bob has a new house, Bob has a dog, Bob is tall, Bob is funny, we can replace Bob with he, right? And then we don't sound as childish, right, as we grow up, okay? So that is our goal here, right? You guys, in learning another language, we start out as infants, right? And we try to develop ourselves, right, into, you know, normal adult kind of speech, okay? And so that's what subject pronouns help us do. We can replace Bob with he, right? We can replace Susie and I, me and Susie, with we, right? And we talked about last time who is included in we, right? It's always me, right? It's me and Bob, Bob and I, right? That's we, okay? Me and Bob are going to the store. Who's going? We are going, okay? And we practiced that a little bit the other day as well. We said, like, Bob, Susie, and you are funny. So we're talking about you guys or you all, right? You all are funny. We're talking to more than one person. This makes perfect sense to us in English, right? When we're talking to someone, we use you or you all, okay? When we're talking about someone, we say I or he or she or it or we or they, right? So those make perfect sense to us. We have to figure out how to do this in Spanish, okay? So one thing we need to add to our notes here is some vocabulary. So you need to be able to understand kind of what I'm referring to, right? So if we were plumbers and came to my house to fix my plumbing, and the plumber says, hey, can you hand me that whatever tool? If I don't know that word, I can't help the plumber, right? So this is what we try to do, right? We have to know what words we need to use in our discussion of all of this, okay? So again, if you're taking notes, the first word that we need to be able to recognize, you guys, is something called an infinitive. So if you can see my screen, you need to add this to your notes, please. It's called an infinitive. And what's going to happen is for the rest of the school year, you're going to turn something in. Maybe you made a mistake with this infinitive. And I'm going to have a comment submission in Canvas. Hey, you need to fix your infinitive or whatever. Okay. So you need to know what I'm talking about. You're going to hear me use this word a lot, right? So an infinitive is basically the original form of a verb, right? Remember, our verb is an action word. Okay. So it is like the verb before we change it to fit the sentence. So I'm going to give you an example here in just a second. Okay, I'll let you write that down. So an infinitive is the original form of a verb, or basically the verb before we change it to fit into a sentence. Okay. So what I mean is this. Let's say in English, the infinitive is going to be to talk. Okay, so if that's an infinitive, that's the original form of a verb. So we wouldn't say in a sentence, Bob to talk to his dog, right? That's incorrect, right? What we do is we change this. We change that. We don't just leave it to talk. Okay, does that make sense to everyone? Give me a 3, 2, 1 in the chat, please, if that makes sense. Okay, Bernadette, Kindle. Remember, you guys. Okay, good. So remember, you guys, I need feedback. It's because even if you tell me IDK, right? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. That's the feedback I need. Okay, because it is ultimately super duper important that we all understand this stuff. Okay, because in Spanish, right? Because we're going to have to transition to Spanish. Okay, our next word that we all need to know, you guys, is called a conjugation. Conjugation. And a conjugation is the form of the verb or action word after we change it to fit the sentence. So we have a before and we have an after, okay? So an infinitive is before we change it. A conjugation is after we change the verb. And this only applies to verbs. This only applies to action words. Okay? So why are we talking about that now if we're supposed to be talking about he, she, and it, and they, and whatever? Because they fit. That's how we know how to change them to fit a sentence, right? That's how we know. We base our form of the verb, we base our conjugation on whether we're talking about she or I or you or it or whatever. Okay, so let's go back to our Bob talking to his dog sentence. Okay, if I need to change to talk, because that's the original form, I'm not going to say Bob to talk to his dog. What would I say instead, you guys? Bob, what does Bob do, guys? What does Bob do? He talks, right? Very good. He talks to his dog. Okay, so this is the conjugation. We have gone from to talk, right? The original, the affinitive, and now we have conjugated it, right, to talks. Did y'all see that? Give me a thumbs up if you see that. Andrea, I hope you're paying attention. All right, I know this is boring, you guys, but like I said, this is the big league, right? We got to get this. Okay, now let's make like a mistake, right? Let's make a mistake. So let's say that let's just change it. So in this sentence, we're talking about Bob. And if I wanted to replace Bob in English, what would I replace it with, you guys? I would say, who talks to his dog, you guys? He does. Good. So he talks to his dog. So I know, because I speak English, that he and talks is what goes together. Right? If I were to say instead you, then what conjugated form would I use of talk to talk? What form of to talk fits with you in English? How would I change a sentence? Right. Good, Bernadette. Anyone else? Yeah. But that adds the word and. Let's just concentrate on to talk. Our verb is to talk, right? We don't want to add another word there. Okay. Bob talks, he talks, you talk, right, to your dog. Or you talk to his dog. So we know, again, you guys, an example, we know that talk fits with you and talks fits with he. And that's what we have to do in Spanish. Do you see what I'm getting at? Yes or no? Yes? Okay. So in order to do this, we have to know these first. We have to know what these subject pronouns are. And that's what we've been talking about here. Okay? All right. I'm going to put up a video. A song, actually. So I need everybody to be able to hear. I need everybody to be able to see. Okay. And this song is going to do a couple of things for us. It's going to show us what we need to know, like where we're headed. But most importantly, I'm going to ask you a question when it's done. And the question is, why is it important to know subject pronouns in Spanish? Why do we have to know these? Because I keep telling you guys, this is the most important thing you're going to learn all year. Why is that? Okay, so I'm going to let you listen to the song, and then let's see if you can answer that question. Okay, all right, let me get the song pulled up. Well, it's a little bit more than that, but yes, okay. All right. So make sure y'all can hear. Andrea, you with me? Okay, I know you guys, this is not exciting, but I'm telling you, without this, you are going to be struggling all year long. And I don't want anybody to struggle. Okay. All right. So the question you're listening for is, why is it so important that we learn these subject pronouns, right? And then the video is also going to just show you where we're headed. Okay, what we need to know. Okay, all right, here we go. So let's listen.
As I walk through the aisle of my Spanish class, I take a look at my test, and I know that I passed. Cause I've been working and studying so late that even my mama thinks I better get a good grade. But I ain't never seen a test in Spanish class when a subject pronoun question wasn't asked. You better know how to choose them and how to use them, or you and your compañeros might confuse them. I really gotta learn all these different words, cause they help me conjugate all these different verbs. I'm the kind of kid that mis amigos wanna be like, cause I studied all night and I be getting all the questions right. Yo is I and then there's two, don't you know that's in formal U. The formal U is called usted, you gotta get the difference in your head. L is he and A is she, and nosotros is the way we say we. Vosotros y ustedes y y'all, ellos, ellas, they, and that is all. Look at the situation they got me facing. I can't get a bad grade, cause I gotta make the honor roll. I gotta be down with the pronouns. Too much television watching got me zoning out. I'm an educated kid with Spanish on my mind. Got my pen in my hand and a gleam in my eye. I'm an A+ student that always does my work, but I pay attention too, cause I know it don't hurt. Subject pronouns have a gender and a number, and when you speak in Spanish, you really gotta wonder. Proper T, Spanish class, pronouns. Okay, if the group you have has guys around, then you've got to use a masculine pronoun. Yo is I and then there's two, don't you know that's informal you. Formal U is called usted, you gotta get the difference in your head. L is he and A is she, and nosotros is the way we say we. Vosotros y ustedes y y'all, ellos, ellas, they, and that is all. So I'm looking at an A on my Spanish test, and I know I'll get A's on probably all the rest. I studied all the pronouns with all the verbs, and now I can conjugate almost any word. Now I ain't gotta stress about all these Spanish grades, cause the subject pronouns, I got it made. Cause I know how to choose them and how to use them, and there'll never be a time when I confuse them. Yo is I and then there's two, don't you know that's the informal U. The formal U is called usted, you gotta get the difference in your head. L is he and A is she, and nosotros is the way we say we. Vosotros y ustedes y y'all, ellos, ellas, they, and that is all. Yo is I and then there's two, don't you know that's the informal U. The formal U is called usted, you gotta get the difference in your head. L is he and A is she, and nosotros is the way we say we. Vosotros y ustedes y y'all, ellos, ellas, they, and that is all.
Okay, I'll put that in the playlist for you so you can use it to refer to anytime you want. Why? Why is it important for us to know these? Besides Mrs. Ravello telling you so. What did the video tell us? Why is it important? Top your answers in chat. Yeah, Ethan, is there more to it than that? Okay, what do you mean, Belle? Okay, good, Shamar. Anything else? Anybody else? Yes, Ethan. So the video said at the very beginning, right? There is not one test that doesn't ask you about a subject pronoun. She also says, you know, there's there's ways, you know, that it's gonna, if you don't know them, you're gonna be struggling all year. I mean, she used different words, right? But that's basically what she was saying. Okay. So yes, you guys, it's not just me, right? Saying that. Okay. It is just the way it is. And that's why it's so important.
So what is ClickUp? ClickUp
Sorry.
is an all-in-one productivity software where you
Right.
can manage everything and anything related to your work, your documents.
Sorry, that's why it's so important, you guys, that you communicate with me, okay, whether or not you're struggling with understanding these things. Yeah, well, that's good, Trayvon, because that's what we want. And we'll play it again after we get all of our information. We'll play it again as sort of to kind of confirm it and make it stick again in our head, right? Absolutely. Okay. I would love to be able to sing, but y'all, trust me, y'all don't want me to sing to you. Okay. I'd love to be able to do more songs and stuff, but yeah. Okay. So real quickly, in the time that we have left, that's correct. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Again, if you take notes, if you don't take notes, I would suggest that you do. Okay. What we're going to do before we leave today is we are going to talk about what these look like in Spanish. Okay. And then we'll be done for today. We are going to focus first on the singulars. So in other words, if we're talking to one person or if we're talking about one person. So we're going to focus on the singulars first. Okay. So I'm going to make a chart. Singular subject pronouns. Okay. And in your notes, you guys should do the same, right? Singular subject pronouns over here. And then I'm going to make another chart for plural subject pronouns over here. And we're going to write all over these things, okay, as we go. So first of all, how do I say I in Spanish? Does anybody know? Who can tell me? How do we say I in Spanish if I'm talking about myself? Very good. So I'm talking about myself, right? And so that's going to be the word clase yo. Yo. Now, depending upon where we are in the world, you're going to hear yo. You're going to hear all different pronunciations of this letter Y. You know, for class, we're just going to keep it simple. We're going to say yo. Okay? Now, in Spanish, when we're talking to somebody, right? We say you in English, right? Meaning we're talking to. Okay. And in Spanish, we are going to use the word tú, but it has to have the accent mark. Otherwise, it's going to mean something else. So tú with the accent mark, right? Now, this tú means that we are speaking informally. In other words, when we are talking to, okay, when we are talking to our friends, our families, little kids, our pets, right? We can be informal. We can be casual, right? And so we're going to use the word tú to say you. Okay? Yep. So let me know if you have any questions in the pop them in the chat. Another way of saying you in Spanish, okay, is the word usted, which can be abbreviated as this. And that's the one we use when we are speaking formal, when we're speaking formally. So people we don't know, people older than us, teachers, doctors, dentists, whatever, right? People that we do not know, we need to be polite with, we're going to use usted to say you. Okay. Right? In Spanish, then, how do we say he or it? In this case, we're talking about, right? We're saying Bob is a plumber. Who's a plumber? He is. We're talking about Bob. Okay. So how do we say that? We say L, but you guys, we have to have the accent mark. We have to have the accent mark. Because if you remember, you guys, we've been practicing, right? We said like la computadora, right? We said el, I don't know, el hermano, the brother, right? So this is the brother. When it has no accent mark, it means the. We've been practicing that, right? El and la, los and las, all those ways to say the, right? Well, over here, we're not saying the. We need to say he or it. Okay? And so we have to have the accent mark. It is the accent mark that makes it mean he or it. Just like over here, the lack of accent mark makes it mean the. All right. Questions there? All right. How do we say she or it? Oops, let me switch it over to just to stay consistent here. Yes, very good. How do we say she or it? Right? If we're talking about, it becomes ella. So, you guys, our singular subject pronouns in Spanish are yo, tú, usted, él, and ella. All right. Okay. Questions? All right, so what does this look like? What does this look like? Let's say that we say, I don't know, I can't think of a sentence. Susie Susie is tall. Let's just do that. Okay, try and keep it simple. Susie is tall. So in English, we would say she is tall, right? She is tall. So how would we do that in Spanish, clase? Ella es grande. We need to use ella to replace Susie. Yep. Okay. Now, that means we're talking about her. Okay. What if we're talking about a thing? Let's say that we're talking about the computer again, just because that's the word I'm coming up with. La computadora es, I don't know. What is the computer, you guys? The computer is, yeah, the computer is small. I don't know. Okay. So, es pequeño, sorry. Pequeña. Okay, the computer is small, right? So my question to you is, if I want to say it is small, okay, how would I replace computadora with one of these? What would my sentence be? Can you tell me in chat? How would I replace la computadora? How would I say it is small? Because that's what I'm trying to say, right? It is small. Okay. All right, I got a couple of answers in the chat. Come on, you guys, I need to hear from you. Remember feedback, otherwise I don't know if you're getting this, if you're not, if you're lost, if you're just zoning me out. I don't have any idea. If you don't know, tell me IDK, but you got to communicate with me on this. Okay. All right. So you're on the right track. All of you who have responded are on the right track. But remember in Spanish, you guys, we always have to think about masculine, feminine, singular, or plural. Well, we're talking about singulars. Is la computadora masculine or feminine? M or F in the chat. La computadora, M or F. Okay, so if it's feminine, our feminine version of it is going to be ella. Y'all see this? So our sentence would be ella es pequeña. Okay, y'all see that? So él and ella, he or she, can also mean it, but you have to consider whether the thing is masculine or feminine. Okay? All right. Muy bien. So we have just a few minutes left. All right. I think we'll just stop there today, you guys, as opposed to going on to something else because we don't really have a whole lot of time. Before we leave, can you tell me in chat 3, 2, 1 how you're feeling about these singular subject pronouns so far today? 3, 2, or 1, please. 3, 2, 1. Okay, good. That means we can move a little faster than I thought. All right, good. Yes, you still got that song in your head? Well, good. We'll listen to it again. And like I say, I'll put it in the playlist so you can listen to it all you want. Okay. All right. Those of you who were working on that infographic after your quiz, if you, and I ask you to stop, you know, so you can go ahead and go back to that. We still have like 2 minutes left. You can go back and check and see what maybe you're missing. That's okay, Kendall. Don't worry about spelling on your quiz, you guys. Like I said, I will go in and I will check them all. And if I feel like, you know, you got it, you know, that I can tell it's the right answer, you'll get the point. Okay, don't worry about that. You just guys have to be patient in giving me time to grade them. Okay. Well, that's kind of a thing, Bernadette, because they don't use decimals the way we do. Instead of a decimal, they use a comma. So that's kind of a different thing. Yeah. But like a decimal, like a dot, the word would be punto. Macaroons. I love macaroons. Yep. All right, you guys, that's our time. You did a great job today. Adios. Nos vemos lunes. See you Monday, right? See, try to get all your work caught up, you guys. Great job. Nos vemos lunes. Adios. Adios.
Adios.
Adios. Have a great day. You did great.
Buenos días.
Adios. Adios. Have a good day. Oh, good, Michaela. That makes my heart happy. Good job. Adios, clase.